welcome
Hi
to
guys, something to talk
Something
about.
to talk about. This is Abby.
This is Jorie.
And you're tuning into episode 8.
That is incredible.
Crazy.
That you stuck around for 8 weeks. We are so grateful.
Yeah, time has gone by so quickly. It's because we're having fun.
Oh yes, of course. So just as we have every other week, we have a ton of really awesome stories, good Southern news coming to you from all around the South.
Except for this week, we have sangria.
We do.
Cheers to beautiful weather.
To it being a Wednesday and a party. We had a fun little, so it's spring break for a lot of schools. A lot of our staff is out with their kids on fun little vacations, and so those of us working gals in the office dressed up in our tropical attire had a little luau, so which hasn't stopped us obviously from getting some great Southern news for you. Don't worry. We're sticking to the cold hard facts here.
We have our priorities straight.
We do. We've got some fun stuff.
Yeah, Abby's starting off with an awesome story.
And this is a little bit strange, but it comes from Louisiana, so I think that will tell you what you need to know. So, a couple used an alligator in their baby's gender reveal. So, gender reveals have gotten
way out of hand.
Crazy. You were telling me about the tractor gender reveal.
Putting powder in your tractor and like revving the engine and the smoke comes out blue or pink.
And I have seen the ones with like it's a ball that is filled with the powder, and then the girl pitches it and the husband uses a baseball bat and then it smashes into whatever color.
Yeah, people are getting really creative.
Very creative. I think Pinterest is like blowing up with gender reveal ideas. Myself, I just want a good box filled with balloons.
Yeah, or just like maybe a cake.
Too simple.
Cake cutting.
So this couple in Louisiana used an alligator to help with their baby announcement. So the baby's grandmother shared a video on Facebook, and a man was holding an alligator's mouth shut and dropped in what looked to be like a small watermelon. And when the alligator's jaws slammed shut, there was like blue juice inside.
That spewed out. Yes, they must have like injected the watermelon or this fruit with something
to make it turn that color.
Yeah. So,
but I will like say, obviously the alligator was in very good hands, because the man who is the dad of this new baby is Ponchatoula. Is that the right way to say it? Is a Ponchatoula-based alligator wrangler. He's a trainer and he's a tour guide, so he takes care of the gators. So you know that this gator wasn't at harm. But I just thought that was the craziest thing.
Do not try this at home, people.
Very innovative.
Unless you're an alligator wrangler, don't try it
Unless you're an alligator wrangler, yes. So anyway, I thought that was crazy.
The alligator was just roaming free too. Just like a big crowd was around it, and it was there and not tied up and nothing.
Alligators are very lazy, though.
I don't know.
I visited an alligator in the Everglades. That made it sound like I went and to stay at the alligator's house, but there was a zoo that had these alligators, and the trainer was telling us like they're so lazy that really like they don't even slam their jaws shut unless there's like a chance for there to be food inside them. So it's not like a vicious attack kind of. It's just for food, because they just like to sleep and eat and be in the sun.
Around,
Which don't we all?
Yeah.
Don't we all?
We're more like alligators than we thought, folks.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I thought that was fun. Out of Louisiana.
You never know what you're gonna get with Louisiana people. Anyway,
we got Jorie. So.
Yeah. Story number 2. Who's responsible for hosting the bridal shower? It is a question.
That's a hot topic.
Yeah, a question a lot of people ask. There's a lot of controversy, if you will, around the topic. And we talked to the Protocol School of Texas, Miss Diane Dawson, and she's setting the record straight once and for all, people. And she is saying that actually the people throwing the bridal shower should be people in the bridal party, which I guess makes sense.
It does make sense.
A lot of times you hear about the mother of the bride throwing the shower, which she says is kind of a no-no. That the mother of the bride is doing so many other things revolving around the wedding that she should just be a guest at the bridal shower.
Which I'm sure the mother of the bride is happy to hear.
Yeah, and she answers lots of other questions about how involved should the bride be in the bridal shower, and she says that maybe just kind of like a passive involvement, like maybe throw out what colors you want or what kind of your favorite food is, but nothing more than that. Yeah, maybe help with the guest list a little. So
I also thought it was interesting. She commented on, so obviously Southern etiquette and manners are huge to us, and we talk about it a lot. And so wedding etiquette is so big, and everyone always has questions on it. And one of the biggest questions that Diane also addresses is how many showers is too many showers?
What do you think?
So Yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. Diane says that guests should not be invited to more than 2 showers in the same city. 3 is pushing it. Anything above that is a little greedy and unsophisticated, over the top.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
That 2 is like,
that's a lot.
Maybe you have like a bridal shower for the bride and then the groom. You have hear of these honeydew showers that people have just for the groom. So like I could see having 2, but 3 and 4 is like, what are you doing?
Like you could have a kitchen shower, a stock the bar shower, a garden shower. So yeah, keep it limited.
Yeah. And obviously don't invite anyone to the shower that's not invited to the wedding.
Yes, which is
kind of tacky, kind of mean. So
kind of tacky, kind of mean.
Yeah, that's my slogan for the day.
That's funny.
So yeah.
Well, another great story.
I love this
on a cheery note. A Great Dane, and just as a side tangent, Jorie and I both love dogs.
Obsessed.
Which I'm sure you've heard us talk about our dogs, and if not, you're about to hear it. A Great Dane in Tennessee alerted and saved his whole family from a giant house fire, like minutes before this house went up in flames. So, Shiloh, Tennessee, there's a family of 6, including 3 children that are under the age of 5. They escaped this blaze that destroyed their home and owe their survival to their Great Dane Titan, who's just so sweet
Titan
and
saves
adorable.
The day. He is so cute. Sweet. So cute.
So Eric and Sandra had been renovating their house for the past few months, hoping to kind of build their dream home. And so there was like a can of paint that was sitting on a kitchen counter, just kind of in their renovating process. And the family had gone to bed, and they had a space heater in like an unfinished room because, you know, like any home under renovation, like there's stuff everywhere. Right. And they were covered in blankets, and because obviously we've had a semi-chilly last couple of months.
Yeah, we're ready for spring.
So they're covered in blankets. And then Sandra, she reported this to People Magazine, one of our sister brands. She said at about 2 in the morning, she could hear Titan's nails going on the floor, and she was like, "Shut up, Titan, like you're gonna wake the whole family." But he kept doing it, and so her husband Eric got out a bed to take him outside, and when he got into the dining room, smoke was covering the living room, covering the kitchen. He saw flames and heard crackling, and he yelled for his wife, like, "The house is on fire." And so thankfully everyone got out okay. Eric got his son, his wife got the kids out, and which also crazy, but super fortunate. Eric and Sandra both have emergency training. So Sandra was a volunteer firefighter and Eric was a former security officer. Got the whole family out of the house. Everyone was fine. Titan was fine. He actually got a special treat.
Yeah.
He got an entire sausage pizza all to himself, which I thought was so nice. And just afterwards remained his goofy, friendly, clumsy self. So what an amazing story.
Yeah.
Like, this family survived, and they literally said, like, 2 minutes later, this house would have been up in flames, and they would have died.
My gosh, people, we don't deserve dogs.
We really don't. And I was saying, my sweet little dog is 30 pounds, and I would like to think that he would rescue me in case of a fire. Yeah. Your dog,
my dog, Peter, he's probably 115 pounds. He's a silver lab.
He probably definitely would get you guys out.
Yeah, he would. He's just like, I talk about him to Abby all the time. You should shoot him a follow on Instagram at Jeter the Silver Lab _ between each word.
He's a sweet puppy.
He is so sweet. He's just like the nicest dog ever. I talk about it with Abby all the time. How you can like put your hands in his food bowl while he's eating, or like provoke him any way you can. He just does not react.
Very gentle.
He's very gentle. Yeah.
I love that. You're right. We don't deserve dogs.
We don't. He's so sweet, and I'm going home this weekend for Easter, and I'm going to see him, and I'm so excited. So
that's amazing. So that leads us to our question of the day for y'all. Tell us about your pet. You've just heard a little bit about ours, and we love them / are obsessed with them. Tell us what kind of pet you have, if you have a pet, your pet's name, maybe what you love about them.
Yeah,
my
how
sweet
long
little
you've
guy.
had them.
Yeah, how long you've had them. That's a good one. My guy, his name is Groot, and he like fake buries things. So he'll have a bone and he'll like go to the corner of a room where very clearly it's like out in the open and there's no dirt, but he'll use his nose and like pretend to flick dirt on it and then pretend like it's buried. And it just gets so offended when you go and you like pick up the bone from the center of the room.
I've
like,
never
I just
heard
buried that.
I've never heard
so
that. That is
cute.
hilarious. And he also has this adorable bark when police cars go by.
Oh, he does. He howls with the ambulance sirens. I must start crying.
It's adorable.
So precious.
It is so cute.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
comment about
tell
your
us about
pets
your
below.
pet. We'd love to hear about
We
them.
would love to. I mean,
Oh, and comment a
part of the
picture
family.
if you want a picture. Yeah, we'd love to see them.
Honestly, that would make
That
our
would
week.
bring us so much joy.
Yeah.
So,
Comment
anyway,
a picture.
Bring in to our next story. I'm sure most of you guys know Dawson's Creek. It just made the 20th anniversary, so 20 years since it aired.
Does that make you feel old?
It does. I think it's a little bit before my time, but I definitely think it was one of those coming of age shows for everyone during the time. We all have those. Like, I'm sure Friday Night Lights or like One Tree Hill or, you know, that sort of stuff for our generation. But Dawson's Creek was huge back in its day, and it's kind of where like a lot of big stars got their start, like Katie Holmes, Michelle Williams. So yeah, they just did.
Busy Phillips.
Yeah, they just did in honor of this 20-year anniversary. The cover of, was it Entertainment Weekly?
Yep, Entertainment Weekly.
Entertainment Weekly, and guys, they're like as beautiful as ever. They look amazing.
They look so good.
Yeah, Katie Holmes was kind of talking about how they have been able to stay in touch through years and get together, but not often enough. And it's just kind of sweet that after all this time, they're still good friends, you know?
Yeah.
And they really enjoy getting together and seeing each other. So.
And you got to think, like, with something like Dawson's Creek, they probably really grew up together too. And so, just going back to your nostalgic roots,
it's like
I think that's so fun.
The end of an era when a show like that, you know, for like that, we all have those. But like when the show ends, you kind of feel like you've grown up a little bit, you know, you've grown up watching it. So it's kind of cool that they did this and all got back together and did a little cover together.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And you can too, in conjunction with the Entertainment Weekly cover, they did a fun segment on People TV. So you can watch too if you want to see a little bit of their reunion. Yeah. So that's awesome.
They're all great, and they all have really great careers, which is really cool. So yeah,
that's neat.
Oh my gosh, this next story is wild.
Okay,
take it away, Addie.
This is a cool one. All right, so I don't know if y'all have ever been to the Savannah Hilton Head International Airport, but there is a very interesting thing out on the runway. There are actually two gravestones that are embedded in the Savannah Airport runway. Two rectangles. They kind of look like repair patches.
Yeah.
But it's actually the headstones of Richard and Catherine Dawson. So the husband and wife, all the way back to 1877, which I thought it was funny in this article. The writer says this is long before Wilbur and Orville Wright first took flight in 1903. So 30 years prior. 1877, Catherine Dawson died. She spent her life farming her family's land outside of Savannah. Her husband, Richard, 50 years later, passed away. Oh, sorry. I misspoke on that. Her husband of 50 years, died 7 years later. Gotta get the facts right.
Yeah.
And was buried next to her in like this family cemetery, had about 100 graves. And then Savannah in World War II decided they wanted to extend runway 10. And so the new runway would extend through the Dotson's plot of land. And the descendants, a lot of the descendants allowed officials to relocate, but you know, these ones insisted that the patriarch and the matriarch of the family shouldn't be moved. And so they would, you know, which makes sense. They want to stay on the land that they worked so hard to cultivate and
they built their whole life, you know?
Exactly. So the airport just paved over the graves and honored the Dotsons by doing two headstones laying flat with the runway. So the family can actually still visit these headstones, obviously escorted. Yeah. But they can't leave flowers, which makes sense. Yeah. But I just thought it was fascinating.
It's super interesting. You would never I don't think you would realize that it's gravestones unless you kind of knew what you were looking for. So if you guys ever are at the Savannah airport, definitely
look out the window.
Yeah, look and see if you can find them.
You can tell because it's two tan-colored rectangles in a runway of black.
Side by side.
Of asphalt.
Super interesting. But yeah, I guess it's kind of what they would want to stay on their original plot of land. And,
yeah.
This is the only gravestones in an airport in the entire world,
which is crazy,
insane. So it's pretty special.
Although I'm not really surprised that it's in the South. We've got a lot of spectacular things
we
here.
do. That's why we're the best.
All right, Jory, what do you have last up?
Oh my gosh! Last but not least, guys, you know we can't go an episode without talking about Chick-fil-A.
And honestly, we don't plan this. It just kind of happens because we're so passionate about Chick-fil-A.
We love Chick-fil-A. Oh my gosh. Also, if you want to see the gravestones, we're going to link to all of these articles in the comments below. So you can go and see all the stuff we're talking about.
Read
the Dawson's
stories.
Creek cover, all of that stuff.
The sweet dog that saved his family in Tennessee.
That's a great name. But yeah, so this last story is about Mr. and Mrs. Chick-fil-A.
I love this so much.
From Nacogdoches, Texas. They are just this sweet little old couple who has been in the community for over a decade. And they just were at this Chick-fil-A pretty often and met the manager of Chick-fil-A at a Bible study at their church, and kind of jokingly asked if they could join the team at Chick-fil-A, and he was like, yeah, come on by, we have flexible schedules, and they've been working there ever since. And
I love this.
The community just loves to like stop in and say hello to Mr. and Mrs. Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, Ruth and Tim Krantz.
Yeah.
My favorite part of this story, so backtracking a tiny bit from what you were saying, Jorie, the wife, Ruth, is actually the one who asked her husband, like, can I go up to this guy and ask him for a job? And he said, knock your lights out, Tater Chip. And I think that is the best part of this story.
I'll have you guys know, Abby has been saying, knock your lights out, Tater Chip, all day at the office. So I'm glad you have to share this with me now.
I just think it's so nice.
Knock your lights out, Tater Chip.
It makes me so happy. They've been working there ever since. They deliver food, sometimes a prayer, and the occasional magic trick.
Oh my gosh, so cute. And when asked about retirement, the wife said that she doesn't think retirement's in God's plan for them. So, I love it.
Don't retire, don't sit down, and do nothing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh my gosh.
Words of wisdom from Mr. and Mrs. Chick-fil-A.
I want to meet Mr. and Mrs. Chick-fil-A.
I think they sound like great people. So
Oh my
say
gosh.
hi to them if you're ever in Nacogdoches, Texas.
Nacogdoches, Texas.
Yeah.
Get yourself a little chicken sandwich.
Perfect.
Some good company.
Well, we so appreciate y'all tuning in this week to
Thanks
this
so much for
episode of
watching.
Something to Talk About.
Yeah.
Be sure to leave us a comment below, like, subscribe, let us know about pictures of your dogs
Yes,
or
we're
cats
dying to see them.
or alligators.
Or whatever.
Anything
Chipmunk,
you've got.
Squirrel?
If you have a pet chipmunk, I definitely
Spider?
would like to see that.
Yeah. And you may have noticed that today we're on Wednesday at 3 p.m. That's because of Easter stuff going on. But next week we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Yes, and
Yeah.
we hope that your family has such a wonderful and
Yes,
blessed
happy Easter.
Enjoy your time,
Yeah.
and maybe try out pocking, Easter egg pocking.
Yeah.
If you don't know what that is, check out 2 week ago
Episode 6.
episode 6.
Yeah.
Because that's what Jorie's family is going to be doing.
Oh, we're pumped. We're getting ready.
Thanks for joining
See
us,
you guys later. Bye.